Okay, so at this stage it would be good to get a bass line in here, and then we can start fitting all the other sounds, all the percussive and melodic elements around that. So I've got a basic kick drum and hi-hat thing going on. So let's actually go and select a new group in here and load in a synth, and I'm going to use Yuhi's synths. I actually got really into the Yuhi stuff recently, and if we go type external, subtype instrument, and look at this Bazille synth, and I just think this Yuhi stuff just sounds as good as any other soft synth, probably better than most of the other soft synths when it comes to analog sounds and classic analog sounds. And that's what I kind of want to look for, this just a driving warm bass sound, and this Bazille doesn't really well. So I'm actually going to look at some of these presets in here and stuff like that. It's like a classic sort of mini Moog style bass, really. It sounds so warm and really nice. So we can always tweak this at a later stage, the filter section. I think it's one of those synths that even when you open up the filter on it, it still sounds nice and warm. Doesn't lose anything. And I think I'm still quite new to this synth, so I don't fully understand everything that's going on. I know it's semi-modular, but this envelope down here, this is being routed to the filter. So this is the filter envelope, and this is the amount of filter modulation the envelope is kind of being applied to there, so we can tweak some of these parameters or tighten up the envelope. So that's quite a nice patch in there. And what we can actually also do is go maybe pick a key for our track now. So I've got this sound loaded here. I'm actually gonna pin the keyboard mode so we get our kind of chromatic keyboard up here. And like I say, the type is chromatic at the moment. We can change this here and go from major to minor. So now it's on a C minor scale. But if I wanted to change that, I usually work in A minor. So I change the scale here to A minor. And although it's already in a minor scale, I need to change the semitone down. If I click the semi-minus here, until I get the A in the bottom left hand corner, and that means now I'm on an A minor scale. And what it's done is it's basically taken all the notes that aren't in the A minor scale, it's taken them out. So basically when you're hitting these pads, you can't play a bum note basically. So it just means people like me can just get really cool riffs going. I'm not from a musical background, so it's a great sort of thing, this scale snap. Proper musicians probably call it cheating, but it's just a good way of just getting grooves down very quickly. You might edit the MIDI notes at a later stage. So let's just give the this loop a spin and just see what we come up with, really. Like that, starting on the A, dropping right down to the C, F, and I might actually change the pattern length here. Oh, we need to, in order to tweak that, just get a note in there, and then let's look at the pattern length, change that to 4 bars, and it's recording that sort of thing what we're playing there. Let's loop over 4 bars in Logic as well. So we've got record set up here. Tweak some of these. Have you noticed it's recorded everything in time? I actually have some preferences in Machine, if you go to preferences here, the quantize, I have play record. So if I'm playing, it quantizes it automatically. If I record it, it quantizes it automatically. And that's why, although the playing was probably out of time, it's recorded it in time. And what I'm going to do now is actually apply some master swing. So if I go to swing, and I'm going to put a swing of about 20% in there. So look at this, 20% swing. And what I might actually do here is export this MIDI file into Logic, because there's a bit of tweaking I need to do with this MIDI file, and I find Logic on the Machine's great for getting these sounds down very quickly. It's great, Sketchpad really. When it comes to MIDI editing, I think Logic's a lot more powerful. So I'm going to load up this same instance of Bazille. So let's just go and check the sound, the patch we were using in there, BL first patch. So go ahead and mute Bazille in Machine, and let's load up a software instrument in Logic and load up Bazille again. Yuhi Bazille, load up that same patch, BL first patch. And then just what we can do here is just click and hold this MIDI icon, and we can drag that MIDI into our Logic Arrange like this. And let's just tweak this up a bit. So I think that third note is late. It's a bit late as well. Move some of these forwards. And what we can also do here is just quickly highlight all of these MIDI notes. I'll go to my functions drop down menu, so my edit drop down menu, trim, and it's note enter selected notes, force legato, and it just lengthens all of these notes so there's no gaps in between the notes now. So I think that is late. And I think I need to redo that now. Highlight these, trim, force legato. And just tweak that end note as well. And I think there's some velocity sensitive stuff going on in Bazille, and you notice the difference in the velocities here is actually providing quite a nice sort of variation on the sound. It's like the filter's kind of opening up and closing depending on the velocity of these notes, which is quite nice. So I'm going to keep that. I'm actually going to create some variations of this bass hook as well. So, okay, didn't mean to do that. Chop this in half and maybe have a duplicate this hook over here and have something like more of a building kind of intro bass. Something like that. And copy that over and just join those two together. And also maybe even have something where we just have the one note like that. I think these are a little bit late as well. So that would be quite cool. Intro sort of bass sound. and then it skips onto this where it has the kind of drop. It drops down to the C note, and then this is the sort of main hook. And it's just gonna, when we start to arrange the track, it's gonna just, you know, like, there'll be a nice bit of variation in the bass sound and stuff, and there'll be nice progression onto this main hook. Okay, so I think what we need to do now is start fleshing out that beat a little bit more and adding some more percussion in there. So we'll look at that in the next video. Alright, cheers.